There are 80 million hourly workers in America, and nearly 2 million of those workers earn at or below the federal minimum wage of $7.25 an hour. There's a big gap between the minimum wage and a living wage. MIT developed a living wage calculator, which determined that a family of four with both parents working at minimum wage jobs would actually need 4 full-time minimum wage jobs just to meet their basic needs. And it's even worse, of course, if you're single. According to MIT, a single mom would need to work almost 140 hours a week just to earn a living wage. Those are more than just statistics for Stephanie Land. They were her reality. She has a new memoir. It's called Made, and it describes her life as a single mother struggling to survive working low-wage jobs. Stephanie, I'm so happy to have you with us to talk about it. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
So start at the very beginning and what kind of brought you into your circumstances. I know you had domestic violence, you had no money, you had a child, and you found yourself sort of just now entrenched in poverty and alone with a kid.
Yeah, it was a really bewildering position to be in because you think that, your parents will be able to support you or my daughter's father would be more supportive. And suddenly I was very much alone and didn't have anyone to turn to for help. And so I was in a homeless shelter.
So the thing that I found so interesting about your book, which is a fantastic book, was like the mundane details of how poverty just grinds you down. Why did you think that was so critical to put in the book?
The first draft of the book didn't have that much of that in there because to me that was like describing how I'm making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It was so ingrained in my daily life and I thought it was boring. But my editor, she had lived experience with my situation and she said, well, wait, what happened between the homeless shelter and when you got your first apartment? And I said, oh, I was in transitional housing. And she said, no, you need to put that in there. I kind of referred to it fondly as a crushing sense of hopelessness.
Bring us up to speed now. You start the book when your daughter is, 5 or 6. Today she's 11. And obviously you've gone from being in a homeless shelter to a published, raved about author. What else has changed?
It's these tiny little moments of running out of toothpaste and finding that there's 3 more tubes underneath the sink. There's always toilet paper. I never have to stress over how much milk I'm putting into my coffee.
Do you think race has made a difference in the opportunities that you would have as a white woman who is poor as opposed to a black woman or a black guy who is poor?
Definitely. I think my story is incredibly privileged. I mean, I did not grow up in systemic poverty. I grew up in the suburbs, and I am white. And because I grew up the way that I didn't think that poverty was my ultimate fate. And that's also a very privileged position to be in. But I mean, what I'm hoping is that, people are listening to me because I look like them, honestly.
I do hope that people see that and it challenges what they think they know about poor people.
Yeah, and I'm really hoping that my story causes people to listen to the millions of other stories that are from much adverse situations and who had it much harder than me, that normally we wouldn't even pay attention to because we don't want to hear it.
The book is amazing. It's called Made, Stephanie Land. I'm so glad that you came in to talk to us about it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Congrats on the book, you bet.
Thanks.